is episode 192.
I am front.
What's
This is my
that?
front. Not my,
He's not back. He's front.
This is my front.
This is our front. It is episode 192 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me, as always, right down there he
Carcass
is.
John.
Not half terror assault, full terror assault.
Full.
And this dude right here, who's winning the internet on YouTube with 1 billion subscribers.
That
At
would be
least.
so cool.
Scooter
That would
Waters.
be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Cheers. Yep.
That would be awesome.
Hello,
So-
AZ Mick.
I need to make sure that we are going out on YouTube and Facebook. It looks like we are. Okay.
And Deep
good.
Dallas Radio, too.
Yep. And thanks to Deep Dallas Radio for letting us continue to broadcast on their channel. You can. Oh, speaking of Deep Dallas Radio, you can check out the Carcass every Friday at 6 p.m. with some music that will melt your ever-loving soul. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Am I right?
A little bit of thrash, a little bit of gurgling and gargling. And if you're
Yep.
looking for ethereal ambient soundscapes and clean vocals, probably not going to be tuned into the right place.
Yes. Well, we have got a. I'm going
Got
to
a-
tease this, and it's going to be funny. We've got a wonderful special show today of zero planning yet again.
I thought we were going to be doing Van Halen. We're going to be doing what's his name, David Lee Roth versus Sammy Hagar,
We can do that.
and then I thought we were also going to do Metallica versus Megadeth. Which one's better?
We can
Nobody
do
ever
that
talks-
too.
Nobody ever talks about that.
No, nobody
We
ever
should
does.
know about whether Striper owns their music or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that?
Oh, sorry. Should
How
I?
about if it should be remastered?
do
And
I
by
need to bring
whom?
that up again.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Hey, what is
Well-
72 seasons anyway?
Right. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Metal Rob's Records, where I will basically wear you down with stuff that I'm selling in my record shop located in Plano, Texas. You can follow the Carcass on Instagram at Carcass John Art. And if you simply go to YouTube and search Scott Waters or No Life Till Metal or No Life Till Metal Records or go to nolifetillmetal.com, man, it'll all get you to the great Scott Waters and his
Yep.
channel. So,
Hey, speaking of which, of melting you down with all your records for sale,
mhm.
man, I think Spicoli had a great idea. Please put that image on stickers, lunch buckets, T-shirts, hats, because I like
Oh,
I like
new
the
one?
new version. I like the new Metal Rob record stickers even better than the last ones.
I've already ordered stickers. So any of you that have not seen it, oh wait, what is it? Talk about how handsome and metal we all are. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do that.
I don't know who
Um,
Repo is, but thank you.
Yes. So for those of you that don't know, Carcass did for I had the Metal Rob show, and he did a killer logo for that is maybe my favorite of all time. It was just so cool. And then he did a DRI tribute logo, which he called D-Rob I. And I used that on the Metal Rob channel, which I barely even use anymore. I'm probably going to shut it down. But I've used that image of the, DRI guy with my face on it for buttons and stickers and lots of different things over the past couple of years. And I've used it for the Metal Rob's Records logo. But then he did a logo for me that now is escaping me. I'll go look at it real quick. But the new one, is so dang funny, man, because he got a picture of me and I'm like doing a kind of thing, and he stylized it into a caricature with sunglasses, and it's pretty funny. So I
have my
made-
moments, and honestly,
It's so
that thing's been sitting on my board for like 6 weeks, and I felt so non-creative, and Steph just said one day, just draw anything. You need to get out of this funk.
Yeah.
Draw anything. So I did. I drew something for her. And she said, if you draw something for me, I'll get it tattooed on me. So no pressure there. And I haven't posted it because she's afraid someone will steal it before she gets it tattooed. So, but
So now she's got the Metal Rob logo on her.
Yeah, and see, that led to the Metal Rob logo and to the new Warren Fest thing.
Well,
so I'm back on track, I think.
Yeah, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And I never, ever in a million years would have put my face on anything because I just feel like a dumbass doing stuff like that. But when I saw that one you did for the Metal Rob show, all I could do was giggle. And this one is even better and funnier. And I like to be self-deprecating. So
you're a character now. See, you're a cartoon character,
funny.
and it's funny.
It is funny. It is funny. So,
and I didn't, funny, I didn't know. All I had to do was grow a beard and shave my head, and I could have been a cartoon character myself, but I'm going to leave that up to you.
It is funny. And I enjoy it.
Hey, speaking of my artwork, I don't mean to interject, but I've got a couple shout outs.
Yeah, let's do it. I was going to say,
which would include, thanks to Tony Clem, who is in full swing at Full Terror Assault this week. And if you've seen the lineup, holy smokes, which includes the Cavalera brothers, who I saw last Friday. We got a chance to go see them, and they absolutely killed it. You will not be disappointed if you like early Sepultura, and they really tear things up. Couple shout outs for me, including Tony Clem. Thank you for the goodie package that came with a couple shirts, koozies, stickers, with all of my artwork on them. A sad day this weekend when a Texas legend died. Dave Burke, lead guitarist for Devastation, passed away. I haven't had a chance to get with Rodney, who's out on the road with Midnight right now, but to get the details. But anyway, really sad. Good dude, innovative guitarist. Devastation were quite the deal back in the mid to late 80s and into the 90s. They did a reunion back in 2008. It was really awesome. So sad news about him. I did, speaking of the Cavalera brothers, I saw an old friend, Ben Bonecrusher Cooper from Kalia, just a savage guitar player, really good guy. And I met he and his wife, Lena, and it was good to get caught up. And then, of course, I was going to shout out Tony Clem, but shout out to Spicoli too. He helped us. He helped us get a hookup on those tickets for Cavalera. It was really awesome. Glad we went. We didn't really want to go. I mean, we didn't even think about it, and because there's so much happening. I think Danzig and Behemoth were playing that night, and there's just so much going on in the area. But I'm glad. I think we by far won the grand prize for metal that night, because man, those dudes were just savage. That's all I can say about it. And if you really want to treat, pick up the two re-recordings of Morbid Visions and Bestial Devastation. It's really, really freaking awesome. Anyway, that's all I got.
Who are you shouting out?
I don't know. I guess I have any shout outs. I didn't think about it, to tell you the truth, but I did pick up an awesome new little book set. Someone's got to bring it up.
What is that?
Ozric Tentacle.
Oh yeah.
Awfully early in the show.
Tony would be so happy.
7 disc box set here. So it's mostly their studio albums from 94 to 2000, and it's got a live at the Fillmore 1998 in there, as well as a book with lots of artwork and stuff like that. I just started listening to it, so I'm digging on that. Played one of the discs today all the way through, and then played it again.
Yeah, one of the few times that the remaster actually really sounds brilliant. And Ed Wynn, who's the the brainchild and the lead guitarist and principal songwriter, is the one doing the remastering. So They sound brilliant. They sound really awesome. Good for you, man.
Everybody's here today. This is great.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Terry Sullivan, JT, my brother-in-law, had a pretty heinous surgery. I think last week about this time, and he obviously is recovering and doing well. And good on him.
I'm glad to see Gary's here. Mark is here. Man, there's a lot of Fraser's here. Fraser, we missed you for a couple weeks, I think.
I think he was trying on new Cinderella outfits and whatever. He's trying to pose out or whatever.
Well, let's just scatter shoot for a little bit, and then we'll see what comes up in the comments. If you guys want to ask us any questions, today would be a good day for that, because we seriously do not have anything specific to talk about. So we're going to just do a little bit of concert updating, and then we're going to do a little bit of recent acquisitions, and we're just talk about whatever. So I'll go first. I went and saw Skid Row at the House of Blues with Buck Cherry opening, and there was another band. Richie and I went, and it was cool because the last few shows Richie and I have been to together, we've worked because of his catering gig, because I've told stories about us catering for different bands, but it was nice to go and just sit in a comfortable seat on a Thursday night and be an old man and kind of ignore the singer when he says, everybody stand up. And you just kind of like, oh, sorry, dude, we're way up here. But man, they dominated. They were fantastic. They were really, really good. Buck Cherry put on a great show. That's not really my thing, but they did a great job. And Super Pro sounded great. Then Skid Row came out. This was at the House of Blues in Dallas. And they did their thing. And somebody told me on here or on Facebook that Eric Kronwall comes out swinging. And man, he did. They opened with Slave to the Grind. They played a couple deep cuts like The Threat. And they played Quicksand Jesus, which was cool. They mostly stayed on the first two albums, as one would expect. They played 2 songs off the new album, which I thought was fantastic. I wish they'd play Into Another off the 3rd record, because that would be, or maybe the 4th if you consider the EP and whatever. But man, they were good. Great show. And they stopped over at MediaTek the day before and filmed a video. I don't know if I can say what song. I saw Carrie talking about that maybe, but anyway, they filmed a video at MediaTek from the song from the new album, and that should be coming out soon. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Skid Row.
Yeah, MediaTek has been doing our sponsor has been doing quite a few things, haven't they?
Yes, they have. And
can you talk about that?
He posted publicly about it, didn't he?
Okay.
I think he did. So he posted a couple days ago that there was a mystery vocalist in to do some recording, some vocal tracking, and it turned out to be Tobias from Ghost. So that's pretty sweet. And I'll be interested to find out more about that project. Let me throw some more of the comments up here. Awesome, Terry. Yes. Forebode in the hizzy. In the Hisnouse. Yes. Rob Doom.
Infamous Rob Doom.
Yes. Eric is great, man. Hey, Gary, I want to say publicly on these video wave transmitting through the internet that if you are interested, I would like to publicly make a gentleman's wager on any Cowboy Eagles games this year. I think we've usually got a couple. I'm willing to throw a crisp $20 bill on the line. I would mail it to you, or I would send it to you, your choice of electronic payments. If you would like to take me up, I'm publicly offering you a wager on the Cowboy Eagles games.
Get your checkbook out, man. That's a wager I'd never touch.
Well, I've got a buddy that I bet the Cowboy Bears games with, and guess what? You are an ass.
You're gonna recycle that.
Here's the $20. Yeah, and I think I'm going to be hanging on to this for a while. I'm hoping he has to send me another one with a funny note on it sometime this year. But yeah, right now I've got his $20. So 20,000. No, sir. No, I'm not betting the farm on a Cowboy game, no matter what.
Well, somebody, Gary is getting the party started with a question about Eloy. Anybody?
Yeah, I haven't heard the new Eloy yet.
I haven't heard it.
You know, they're kind of hit
that it was.
Go ahead.
I heard that it was actually really good, though.
Man, they're hit and miss with me, and some of them are just brilliant, and some of them are like, just they're so commercial that I just can't listen to them. So I have about half I have about half the collection. I think I have 3 Eloy records, and I just can't listen to the rest of them. They're just too cherry. They're just too, ice cream and ice cream
really?
sundae.
Talking all the 70s stuff? I thought all the 70s stuff was fantastic.
Yeah, most of the 70s stuff is fantastic. Oh gosh.
We'll see. We'll see, Terry. I got high hopes for this year. Of course, I've had high hopes for the last 30 years.
Welcome to the myopy of Cowboy fan.
Yes. Okay. Here on the show, a gentleman's wager has been made. It's probably illegal somehow that we're doing this on Facebook or YouTube, but
can you do that legally? I don't know. I
don't know.
Get canceled for the wrong reason.
The gentleman's wager, but so somebody talked about. Well, I don't know a whole lot about Eloy. I've seen that come through in record collections that I've bought. I could tell kind of a funny story about that. I just picked a 10,000 record collection in Richardson. I didn't buy the whole thing. The guy wanted me to just go through it and get what I wanted. And man, I picked up, somebody mentioned early metal and hard rock or something earlier in the feed. I picked up Eloy records. I picked up a couple Moby Grape records, and I'm going to check those out. But I was talking with some friends yesterday at lunch, and they want me to do my homework on MC5. So I'm going to need to do that. Okay. Shaking heads. Yes. Recommendations.
Proto Metal.
Yeah. Agreed.
Proto Metal band.
Okay.
Early stuff. They were the description of MC5, loud. That's what they are. They're just loud.
I literally know Kick Out the Jams, and I don't think I know one other song. So I'll do my homework on that. I promise.
Did they have something to do with Iggy Pop and the Stooges? Somehow there was a connection there, and I don't remember.
Maybe one of our viewers knows that, because I don't know that answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
Hey, somebody asked about the new Sadus. Those guys haven't released a record in a long, long time, and I love that band.
I haven't heard the new single. I didn't know there was a single was out.
They have a new single out, and I think that the album comes out first part of December. But Darren Travis found me on when I reignited the Facebook page, and I had posted something that I'd done for a fan club T-shirt design back in Europe about 10 years ago. And he saw it and he said, "Do you still have the original art?" And he bought the original art from me. It was pretty cool transaction. And I had talked about seeing him back in at the Thrash of the Titans, the Bay Area thrash thing that was for Chuck Schuldiner and Chuck Billy. And he kind of vaguely remembers, but they all, when they want something, they always vaguely remember. But It was a cool transaction between the two of us, and he has it hanging on the wall of their jam space, so that's kind of cool. But it's pretty ripping. I mean, if you're a fan of that early area or that early era of metal, especially with Sadus, man, they have not lost a step. Kind of like the Cavalera brothers.
A lot of people didn't like the last Sadus, but I thought it was great. I mean, they did step out and try some new stuff, and I thought it worked. But a lot of people hated it because I guess
it was a little slower. It was a little slower than people liked. But this is back to the just pedal to the metal style of speed kicking and just ripping thrash that I think people are more accustomed to.
Well, let's catch up on a couple things here real quick. And because now I've got something that's piqued my interest. Not that the show was not. I did not know that Blue Oyster Cult covered Kick Out the Jams, and what I'm doing is looking around my camera. Sorry about that, to read the comment.
Yes, it's they did a great job with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, they made it their own.
Huh. What album is it on?
Some Enchanted Eve? No.
I think it's actually on it's a double disc it's like an anthology of Blue Oyster Cult, and I think it's a live track, isn't it?
It's on the live EP, yeah. It's Some Enchanted Evening, the one with the yeah, now I gotta look it up.
On your feet or on your knees?
Okay,
no,
I'll check.
I'm looking it up right now, but I'm pretty sure
Some Enchanted Evening. Rob,
that's it. That's it.
All right. Well,
okay.
We've got a good question here. This would be a nice little topic for a few minutes. What's a better song, Frayed Ends of Sanity or Tornado of Souls? Frayed Ends of Sanity was on And Justice for All, right?
Correct.
And Tornado of Souls was on Rust in Peace. Well, maybe my favorite song on Rust in Peace is Tornado of Souls. So there's my vote. I think Tornado of Souls is just a freaking ripping song. I think it's one of my favorite Megadeth songs, as a matter of fact. So to me, I don't think there's anything wrong with Frayed Ends of Sanity. I think it's a good song. I just think Frayed Ends of Sanity versus Tornado of Souls, I like Tornado of Souls a lot better. The shredding guitar in that song is great. I like the melody in that song. It's hands down Tornado of Souls for me.
I agree.
Yeah,
Scott?
I wasn't going to give you any argument at all. I mean, I like Metallica, and I like that Justice for All, but yeah, I'd go for Tornado of Souls as well.
Man, Rust in Peace blows And Justice for All, and I'll be waiting in the parking lot if you want to talk about it.
Oh, here we go. Here's the answer about Fred Smith hooked up with Iggy in the late 70s.
Okay.
Oh.
So I don't know anything about this. Would Phil Rudd be on drums for the Power Trip Festival with AC/DC, or will we see Chris Slade? Is something up with Phil Rudd that I don't know about? Because I would expect him to do it.
Now, wasn't Phil Rudd arrested for something?
That was a long time ago, and everything's been taken care of since then.
So okay. So
as far as I know, he's back in the band. Not only I think he was whatever it was he was arrested for. I think they let him off. Like he was found innocent,
acquitted.
What I remember.
Interesting.
But you know what? I'm gonna look it up now because I'm kind of curious. Let's see here.
In our house, we say GTS.
Base on Tornado of Souls. Yes, you can.
Unless you have the Japanese pressing of Injustice.
Phil Rudd. Let's see. When was this written? But it doesn't look like it was that old. Had a heart attack.
Oh.
He's recovering from his heart attack.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I'm just trying.
I just read a little bit on Blabbermouth before we came on, but I didn't realize. But according to Blabbermouth, Dave Mustaine does not talk about his time in Metallica.
Okay, on September 30th, 2020, this happened in 2020. They announced that he was back in the band, but that's 3 years ago. So I don't know, man. It doesn't really. According to this, Phil Rudd is still in AC/DC.
Okay, well
he's
then
still touring with them.
gonna...
So
this is.
So I guess.
Yeah, I would assume Phil Rudd would be there. That's just what I would think, but I don't.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's a lot. There's not going to be a loss either way. I mean, they're both solid.
Man, this is a loaded question, Metal Mike.
I can name one.
Get down on it, buddy.
I don't know if I should. Solitude
Yeah.
Eternus.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't know. Yeah, I want to be careful, but I think one thing that's unfair about Ozzy, he says, yeah, I I think one of the things that really sucks about bands getting older is guys can still play guitar, guys can still play bass. The drummer suffers because it's so physical. And man, the singer just suffers because they age out of their voices. And so, so I'm sure there's some that's drug related and too much touring and all that. Even some of the greats,
But then
struggle
you got
now.
but then you got guys like Overkill. I meant to say his name, and I said
Yeah,
almost said Dee Vernon went in my head. What's his freaking name? Come on.
Blitz, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby Blitz.
Yeah.
And yeah, that guy. I just saw him in concert, about a month ago, and he sounded incredible.
Well,
But
and
he's
also,
he's healthy. He quit smoking.
yeah.
But then
time is just not, age is just not fair to some people because you've got some guys that can go absolutely to the end and they smoke and they drink and they mistreat their bodies and their voices and they just crush it. And then you've got guys that really try to take care of themselves and it just kind of gets lost,
Yeah, somebody said David Lee Roth, and David Lee Roth was never a great singer. He was a great frontman.
I agree with that.
How about Dio though?
wait.
Dio had stomach cancer, and he was still top of his game when he went out.
But I will say, I mean, one guy I will mention is, and maybe things have changed since I've seen him last, but Don Dokken. I've seen Dokken 4 different times, and 3 of the 4 times he was the worst part of the show. He was just horrible.
Yeah, and Don is one of my heroes, man, and yeah, it's hard because I get that, and I've seen some shows like that too. But man, I still enjoy it. The new single, you can even tell, but I love it. I love the single, but you can tell that his voice is just different. I'm going to try to keep up with the comments because this is
Glenn
great.
Hughes.
Thank you guys. Thanks for jumping.
Glenn Hughes can still sing. That guy's got an incredible voice.
Oh my gosh! And cheers to Chris Manning. Thanks for checking out the show, brother. Great episode last week. If you guys didn't see it, you need to go check out our interview with Chris Manning and Chris Hodges from Chris Manning's band. Man, it was good. And if you haven't checked out his album, you're doing yourself a disservice if you like melodic hard rock. So forgive me, I don't recognize this name, Damien Hair Metal. Who does he sing for?
I don't know. You'd have to be a scholar just to pronounce his name.
Milienko Matievic?
Man, lots of good comments, though. I mean, Vince Neil, man, that dude was...
Roth never had a good voice. See, I like this, man. The watchers are doing the show. This is awesome.
Fraser Dawson, you should be ashamed of yourself.
The thing about Lemmy is he was just the same. He was just Lemmy. Could he really?
Yeah, but he struggled. He struggled near the end.
You could tell even on studio recordings that he wasn't quite the same. Yep, yeah. I agree. But yeah, he did. He pushed it right to the end, man. Yeah, Vince Neil, that's a good one.
Sammy does still have it, man.
Sammy, he does. I saw him not quite 2 years ago at Billy Bob's of all places. He did 5 shows, and they were all in Texas. And man, he did a song off of basically every album that he's ever participated on, including the first 2 Montrose records and a Van Halen. He did the whole gambit, and he was awesome.
Sammy does still sound good. Here's one.
James Rivera still sounds fantastic.
God. The dude's just timeless. And yeah, Vince.
I haven't heard Vince Neil recently, but I've heard a lot of people who've gone to see him and said he wasn't very good in concert.
Oh God, not very good. How about a cat with his paw caught in the door? And you unless they, the only reason I knew what song they were trying to play and sing was because they had it over a light board above the band. They would basically announce the title of every of every song they were playing. It was ridiculous.
You know what we think about James Frazier? He's a badass. He's one of the best ever.
And he's changed his style in order to accommodate his age.
Yeah, but he's rolled with what he can do, and he's still a force, man, live. So, okay, that dude sings for Steelheart. Yeah, I love Steelheart. And he is a great singer, and I've heard he still can do it. And I will get a chance to see that.
Okay, so he was the same guy who sang in the Rockstar movie then.
What's that?
Remember the movie Rockstar?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the same singer.
Now that the guy in Rockstar was from Alter Bridge.
Miles Kennedy?
Yeah, Miles Kennedy.
Axl Rose. Oh gosh. That guy sucks. And he's a terrible vocalist.
Yeah. The singing voice for Wahlberg's character was provided by Majenko Majevic.
Huh. I thought it was I swear Miles Kennedy is the guy in the movie.
Whenever Mark Wahlberg is singing, that's Majenko, according to what I just looked up.
Oh, dude, TJ, that new BOC record, man, that The Symbol Remains, that is one of my favorite albums in the last decade, and it's not even a question, dude. Okay, here we go. Manowar or Danzig?
I'll take
know.
Manowar, and only because Danzig is, I don't know. And you know what? Speaking of voices losing their way because of age or whatever, I hadn't heard one positive report about Danzig, and they were just here.
I saw a lot of people saying they were great. I think if I were going to go see them or had to listen to a bunch, I think Manowar would have a little bit more that interested me. But there's nothing wrong with Danzig, and that self-titled album is a freaking classic.
Yeah, I'd take Manowar over Danzig myself.
You're not going to blow your speakers with rock and roll, Rob?
I am going to. I think it is good that Mark Bowles is in that band. Yes. He definitely can carry the highs on the chorus.
Man, the comments are just not stopping.
Oh my gosh, this
Right
is
on.
great. Yeah, you guys do the show.
Well, hey man, I want to mention that this is out and I cannot stop listening to it. This is one of the most brutal thrash metal albums in a long time. It's probably going to be my thrash metal album of the year. Virtual Sympathy, Anger is Art. Steve Gaines is the main man in the band, ex-Abattoir. But also there are two guys from Evil Dead in the band too. The lead guitar player and the drummer are from Evil Dead. Ripper Owens, yep, still great.
And I've seen him do it in warm up and from 2 feet away, and could hear the monitors. Literally, I was right between the monitors looking, and yeah, that dude, he kills it.
How about Mark Slaughter? You had a chance to see them up close and personal.
Fantastic.
I saw Mark. I saw him too, and everybody told me he was horrible, but he was great when I saw him. And I saw UFO several years ago, but they were not that long ago, and Phil Mogg was still Phil Mogg. He still sounded great.
I thought so too. Oh, okay, here we go. Miles was only at the end of the movie. Oh, got it. All right, that makes sense. Richie, Danzig bad. We got some barbecuing to do. Well, Richie does the barbecuing. I'm just there to look pretty, but we got some good gigs coming up. If you want to post those, Richie, I'll let you do that. I won't spoil your fun. Danzig, Are you going to pick up the new Dokken? Yes, 100%. Day one. I don't care if Don Dokken farts into a tuba. I'm buying it. That's the truth. I freaking love Dokken.
I said that about Metallica a million times. Their guys could release an album full of fart noises and people would defend it to the death.
Yes.
Yeah, Bruce is so good.
No, that would be called Load and Reload, Lulu.
I think this will be a good one too. Mario Lopez. I hope that's how you say that.
Is it Mario Lopez?
Mario Lopez was on Saved by the Bell, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, it's GTS.
Mark. It's Mark, isn't it?
Mark Lopez.
Yeah. Well,
that dude
that'll
has
be great. And
that dude
Metal
can
Mike,
sing.
yeah, you're correct. I've seen video, and he is bad ass.
Yep.
Yep.
Steven Tyler's still great. I agree with Chris. Man, the comments are lit up. Brian Johnson,
Brian struggles a little bit, but
but he's still
he's
good.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still good. But what is he? He's got to be in his 70s, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Richie just went and saw those guys just 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yep, I've told this one to Rob before. You need to check out Fire of Unknown Origin.
Okay, here's the deal. I think I've talked about this before, but I'll tell you, Gary, I am a greatest hits BOC guy. I have tried and tried and tried over the years. I think they've got some of the coolest artwork, some of the coolest imagery. I think they've got some amazing rock songs, top shelf rock songs. And on the albums, man, I just don't like a ton of their complete albums. And I know they're great. I just think for me, like we've talked about before, it's just not my flavor, But the new one is fantastic. And I went backward into their last couple of recent albums, and I really, really liked them. But the classic 70s stuff, I know Scott's going to fly out here and punch me in the face. I just
Fire of
didn't
Unknown
get
Origin
it.
is 80s. Fire of Unknown Origin is his 80s, and it pretty much is their greatest hits album all on its own.
Oh, okay.
It was one of their most popular albums because it had several hits on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you guys
Joan
check
Crawford and
oh, right on.
Yeah.
Did you check out the new Scorpions? I didn't even. I have it, and I'm not
Rock
even
Believer.
sure
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
It's
I mean,
good.
it's not Yuli Roth era, but it's good.
It's not like aliens abducted them and came down and recorded an album and then put them back in their skin suits. That's another album.
That was one of my reviews. That album was horrible.
Yeah.
What
would
Ripper sound like with Iron Maiden
instead of Blaze Bayley?
I don't think he would have been able to save those albums from people not liking them. They were just darker musically than people were used to from Iron Maiden. It was a hard time for, they were just going through a hard time, and personalized and with the band, and they were writing much darker music. It just didn't sound like Run to the Hills and Trooper and stuff like that. And people just
I didn't mind Blaze Bayley. I thought he's got a good. I mean, if we're talking about just a good voice, the guy had a great voice.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the first album he did with Maiden at all when it first came out, and then I was having a conversation with the singer from what's his name, King Folly, from Deceased, October 31st, and he was like, "Dude, you need to listen to the album and stop trying to compare it to the old stuff and just listen to it for what it is." And he goes, "It's a great album," and he's one of the pickiest guys I know. So I'm like, "All right, I'll do that." And I hadn't heard it in years when he told me that. And sure enough, man, I really enjoyed it when I played it that time. Now I love it. So I'm not saying it's Killers Part 2, but it's still a great album.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't visited those in a while. And the funny thing is, one of those I have the X Factor. I have 2 or 3 versions of it, as well as a couple of singles. And I don't really play it, but I'll check that out.
Well, it's not one you probably grab for when you're thinking about Iron Maiden. That's the issue with it, I guess.
So,
yeah. I mean, that pretty much is what it is.
So Gracie Joe's Barbecue will be catering Brother Kane in Arkansas on October 14th. I will be there. Maggie Rose in Dallas on November 2nd. I will be there. Oh, okay. We have a confirmation. I did not realize the Exodus thing. Awesome. And then I will finally see Steelheart in December on the 17th with the great Richard Paul Harris Jr. by my side, and I will eat delicious barbecue. And
is he the guy that punched you in the stomach when you're in first grade?
In first grade, yes.
Yeah.
So I've seen Warrant with both singers, and it was cool both times. I've seen Lita Ford, but it'll be cool to hopefully we can get to meet her. That'd be fun. And I'm really excited about Steelheart and Winger, as the Carcass can attest. Oh my gosh.
I can't lie. They absolutely blew my mind. They were awesome. And Reb Beach is better than you.
Let me catch up on some comments real quick. I'm sorry. Hang on. Best or the deep cuts. I need to listen to more. You guys got a quick take on Barnes or Corpse Grinder for Cannibal Corpse?
I love Corpse Grinder. Chris Barnes is okay, but I love Corpse Grinder. I didn't think they got that. That was not a loss when he left the band, and I think his 6 Feet Under stuff is just okay.
I like 6 Feet Under.
I didn't say they were bad. I just said they've got that War is Coming is one of the greatest death metal songs ever, but anyway. Agreed, Mark Chaos Massacre.
I even like some of the cover stuff they do. I think I don't know, I find humor in it. Nothing like a death metal band covering Thin Lizzy.
Ross the Boss guy.
Ross the Boss.
Terry's never owned a BOC album. Wow.
I have no doubt about that.
The new one's great. Worst singer this year? I don't know, man. And honestly, I don't want to talk bad about anybody. The Spell.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, The Spell or just Spell?
Spell is like don't they sound kind of like King Diamond?
Yes, and it's great.
Yeah. No, I like them.
Yeah, there's also there's two bands that I kind of lump together sometimes, and I need to not do that. And it's Spell and
Haunt.
No, Them.
Are you talking about This Spell?
Yes.
They don't sound anything like King Diamond.
Oh.
Well,
then I'm thinking of Them.
And I think,
yes, Them sounds like King Diamond.
Them sounds like King Diamond, and man, it's really good too.
Spell is just classic heavy metal with very melodic, great hooks.
Kind of some stoner stuff, maybe.
Mostly just straightforward heavy metal. Kind of I mean, they describe themselves as new wave of traditional heavy metal, so that's kind of where I put them at. But
okay,
they're from Canada.
Yeah, they're good. I've got their albums.
I also think Witch Hazel's great.
It's been a while, but
Witch Hazel's great too.
You know,
Carcass is making notes.
Papa Wayne asked me over the weekend about what would be defined as melodic metal. So maybe we could do a show on that, because I couldn't. I mean, other than Opeth, Pale Communion, and sounds like, stuff like that. I mean, maybe Epica, In This Moment, Rhapsody, Camelot.
How about Amorphous Tales from a Thousand Lakes?
Okay.
Pretty melodic for death metal.
Yeah.
Getting through the comments. Sorry. I really am paying attention.
The new Phil Campbell?
Yeah, the new Phil Campbell. Well, I don't know how new it is. I thought it came out last year, but I don't know if there's another newer one. But the one that came out last year was really good. Matter of fact, Rob Whitlock, who was watching them, still is, he kind of turned me on to them. It doesn't sound like Motorhead's, but it's just good, straightforward, heavy rock.
Yeah, there's a song on there called These Old Boots, and I found it on Spotify, and I have played the crap out of that song. So good.
How about
Rob? Heavy. It's just good, heavy, traditional metal, rock and roll. It's really, really good.
How about Rob? John Corabi?
Tell you a little story, Rob. Today I went to the gym and took a cardio class.
Yeah.
And usually they're paying like, that pop crap. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you half the artists that they're playing anymore. But all of a sudden this really heavy riff came in, and they played Brand New Sin, House of the Rising Sun. I was like,
what?
Wow. I know.
That's awesome.
And no kidding. I actually had to stop and ask the instructor. I'm like, is that Brand New Sin? And she looked at her phone. Yes, it is. It's like, damn.
Back to the Ian Gillan question. I'm interested. What was the Ian Gillan question? I'll have to
is he lost it, or is he still just as good as he ever was?
I don't think there's no way he's as good as he ever was, but he's still a great singer. He's one of my all-time favorites. He doesn't hit those highs like he used to. But
he's another one like James Rivera, who has had to change his whole singing style and drop an octave or two in order to be able to sing the songs, but he still can maintain. Now, not like Halford, or not like Bobby Blitz, or not like Corpse Grinder.
To me, that I think that his voice has aged very well. He knows how to use his voice correctly for what he can do. And
Yep.
I just love it, man. He's just got that smoky, older dude kind of voice, and I think it fits what Deep Purple's doing. And
Yeah.
live, he's still great.
You know who else is got a voice that can still handle the high pitched stuff, and who's getting up there in age, is the band that shall never be mentioned. That singer is despite the stuff that we've heard and gone through, he's actually a very good singer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the whole band is great, super talented, and he's aged very well.
And for those who don't know what we're talking about, it's Michael Sweetenstriper.
Yeah.
But we're not going to mention him, okay?
I'm not going to mention him, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
because
those are great albums, Gary.
Yep, I agree. I like 6 Feet Under.
Sorry, I'm going to be a puss. I just don't want to come on here and talk ugly about people. I'd rather just talk about the stuff I like and just be like, I didn't really get into it, Good questions, though. Grego, new one came out on Friday. Did Gillan lose his high-pitched vocals after doing the Born Again album with Sabbath?
I don't know, but he was fantastic
on
that Sabbath tour.
That.
I saw that tour. It was one of my earliest show experiences, and he was fantastic. Black Sabbath doing a Deep Purple cut there. There were, that was mind blowing. Although people called it blasphemy back in the day, I thought it was freaking awesome.
Oh, Smoke on the Water, yeah, that was.
Yeah. Sabbath doing Smoke on the Water was fantastic.
Yeah.
Tony Martin's a great singer. I haven't heard anything from him recently though, so I couldn't say.
The Burning Witches. Oh, you know what? I have that for sale in my shop. Did I get that from you, Carcass?
Yes.
There's a new one coming out. Phil.
They have that guy has a great voice.
Puppy is out. Yes, I do see that.
There he is. He would not sit down, so he just kept jumping up into my lap.
Yeah, don't forget about Tony Martin. Toby Jepson. Who does he sing for? I know the name.
Hey, Scott, here's a blast from the past. Robin Trower has a new record coming out in November.
And I love Robin Trower.
And he has a lady singing for him. Her name is Sari Shore. And I'm thinking that this may be Bridge of Sighs all over again. She's very torchy, very blues oriented. And at 78 years old, he can still write and play. And so check out her voice. And she's in her 50s. And she hasn't lost a step either. She has a pretty large catalog of music. Sari Shore and Robin Trower. And I've heard 3 tracks and they're just wow. Mind-blowing.
Repo, you're watching the Carcass right now. You don't have to wait till October, and he does still kick ass live. He's right there.
But the band does too, by the way.
Headless Cross really has aged well. I agree, Metal Mike. I completely agree with you. And if you want to give your ears a treat, go listen to Eric Gronwall's cover of Headless Cross on YouTube. It's mind-blowing. Oh, okay. Little Angels and Wayward Son. All right, cool. Now, what do you guys know about this? I don't know. I don't even know what this is about.
Yeah, it's stupid. Alice made some comment about he doesn't understand why. He says all kids want to do is play. I don't understand why that we're pushing them into sexuality and telling them that they're not a boy or not a girl. Something to that effect, and everybody kind of freaked out over it.
He freaked out over his Jesus comments too. And so what? I mean, can't this guy, hasn't he earned enough? Then he has enough skins on the wall to just be able to express
he got, when they say cancel culture, the makeup company that he was doing commercials for and was a spokesman for dropped him for saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm sure he cares deeply.
He can say what he wants. Yeah, I think he'll be just fine.
I bet there's another kind of mascara that he can probably find and wear.
Metal Ben's Chronicles. What's up? How are you?
Hey, Ben, what's going on, man?
How about Robert Plant? I just listened to part of an interview with Robert Plant talking about how his voice has changed over the years and how he has been able to just kind of use what he has. Just the way his voice is now, he just uses it the way he can. And
But his records with Alison Krauss are awesome.
yes, and he talked about all that.
It'd be interesting to hear is the singer from Anthrax, Joey Belladonna. He's been out there touring with his Journey cover band, and from what I've heard from people who have seen him, he's really, really good.
Yeah,
and I say that because
Journey.
Yeah, that's why I said it, because I saw Steve Perry. From what I understand, Steve Perry
can't sing anymore.
Can't sing anymore, but there's actually I don't know. I saw it on Facebook. One of the blabbermouths, or one of those things, asked Joey Belladonna, "Would you be interested in singing for Journey if they wanted you to?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, I'd love to do that." That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, well, he still can hit the highs. Now,
I don't really like much of Robert Plant's solo stuff outside of Zeppelin. I love Zeppelin, but
I know some radio songs, but I'm not a big Zeppelin guy either. So
I love Zeppelin. I mean, I especially their Zeppelin live was great. They were so loose and just
Song Remains the Same as a top. That is I ran across the Japanese pressing of Song Remains the Same, which is the entire 3-hour set. It's not just the 2 discs that you get commercially.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really, really amazing. That was, of course, they were at their peak then at that point.
I play this thing here a lot.
That's actually a really good one too.
Okay.
Yeah, I play this thing a lot. I don't have it on vinyl. I only have it on CD, but yeah, I can't. There you go.
I have some on some bootleg, special pressings, like live at the Forum and then at some place in Stockholm. And man, they can really pull it off. Oh, hey, there's another good one.
Yeah.
Well, Brad Delp, but
Brad Delp.
Who's singing for him now? Fran Cosmo?
Special pressing like this?
Judas
Priest.
How does it sound?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's not. I mean, you remember how they used to grade A through D bootlegs? Yeah. I would grade this one as a B.
Okay. Who sings for Boston now?
Tommy DiCarlo, and he's good. Headless Cross is very underrated. So is the Eternal Idol.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. TJ's asking me to give up a copy of Headless Cross. Yes, for you, I'm yes. DM me on @CarcassJohnArt and I'll send you a copy. Are they expensive, Mr. Discogs Rob over there with the record store?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're probably around. I'm guessing around $40. I guess, I don't know. Really pretty one might be $50 or something.
Are you talking about vinyl or CD?
Vinyl.
CD, you can get a CD.
I think I actually have a German pressing and a UK pressing and a domestic pressing.
Let's take a look and see here.
Uh-oh. Wait. Back up to that drummer comment. Mean Metal Mike.
He's not wrong.
Les Binks?
Come on.
Great drummer.
He is. Absolutely.
I love the stuff he did with Priest.
But when they went full tilt metal, I mean, it's Scott Travis.
Well, we need to have the Hammer on, and we can talk about nothing but Judas Priest drummers because he is an aficionado, and he will send
the Hammer on.
He will correct you.
He'd screw up his technology somehow, and we'd
Eternal Idol on Discogs is vinyl is pretty expensive, especially in the United States. There's not a copy under $50.
How about Headless Cross?
Let's see here. Headless Cross. This is a weird way to do a show, but
but man, that they're bringing the goods.
Talking about metal, that's what we always wanted it to be. So
yeah, Headless Cross. Let's take a look. You can get the CD really cheap, that's for sure. Let's see here. In the United States, vinyl sells for holy smokes.
I'll take care of you, TJ.
119, 119, 265, 150, 125.
Woo.
Yeah, there's copy. They're all 100 and above. There's one copy on here for $60, and I don't know. I don't know why there's one at $60. It does say the condition is VG as opposed to like Excellent or VG Plus, so maybe that's
No,
why.
mine's in near perfect shape.
So anyhow, there you go.
DM me, TJ. I'll take care of you.
Not cheap. It's funny because I mean when I have an album, I don't ever pay attention to when it, the pricing.
TJ's like my own kid, so I have to take care of my own family. I have to take care of her.
More like your grandkid.
I just got a really cool 7-inch single in the mail today. I just opened it up. It's a really old one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Pretty cool European pressing. It's not in perfect.
I guess Maybelline's No More Mr. Nice Guy at this point, huh?
It's not Maybelline. It was some other company, but yeah. Oh. Some smaller company. I didn't even, when I looked, because I looked it up and I didn't even know I didn't even recognize it, but I don't wear makeup. So to me, David Holland was the weakest Judas Priest drummer. Yeah, of course he was. He was very basic. I don't think he was bad. He was just basic, and he wasn't a double bass drummer.
Nope.
So Les
Gary,
Binks
I'm with you.
was fantastic.
I like
but
Dave.
Yeah, Dave Holland had some inherent issues.
Yeah, there was some problematic.
Speaking of Maybelline, anyway, you know what? Megadeth Risk isn't that. It's not that bad.
It's not that good either.
It's not a good Megadeth record for sure. But at least it's not Metallica Lulu.
Does it have Crush on it?
And Breadline.
I like Crush 'Em. Now, Crush 'Em is an obvious attempt at writing a song for hockey barns across the United States.
Yeah.
And it worked. I've heard that song before, and I like that song. But overall, that is a pretty weak Megadeth album. Doesn't mean it sucks. It's definitely not Lulu. Yeah.
Demolition or Load?
Demolition is a terrible Judas Priest record. It's got One on One. That's a great song, and then it had one other that was a decent song, and the rest of that album sucked.
I think.
I don't know, man. I'd go with Load. I don't dislike Load or Reload. They're just I haven't listened to them in years.
It's a good rock album.
When I want to hear Metallica, that's not one I run to.
No,
I do like that. I do. I think it's on Reload though. I do like the song Fuel.
Yeah.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that.
Gary, I saw Jimmy DeGrasso play with Black Star Riders from about 6 feet away, and he just killed it. He was so good. We need to wrap this up, boys. We got about 1 minute. Man, that was
what?
For having nothing, man. The comments were out of control. That was great. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with us.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. We just wanted to chat with you guys and just
we
didn't even get to our latest acquisitions.
You want to see a cool one that I got though? Check these out.
Oh wow, those are cool. Hey, speaking of which,
yeah, these are the Murray's Treasures, volume 1 and 2.
Check this out. Pick this up at
oh, nice.
What is it? I can't see it.
Exhumed.
Oh, right on.
And they like fit together.
That's awesome.
If I can. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and thanks, Charlie Belmore. I finally.
Oh man, that thing rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my list of stuff I want to get, but it's a long list.
I've got an extra copy if you need one. Hey, I owe you a copy of something. You sent me that Death on Purple vinyl, and for the life of me, I can't remember what I was supposed to.
Oh, you were going to send me the cassettes from.
Oh yeah, the Devastation cassettes.
Yep, that's
okay. Thanks for the reminder. I'll send all that.
Hell, I like their first one best.
Yeah.
All right.
I always wonder, like the band Hell and the band Satan and some of those other bands that chose that thing as their name. I always wondered how much did that hold them back. I almost positive that the band. I mean, Satan changed their name. There was a reason, because it doesn't matter if you were a, born again Christian or just. Some people just don't like that.
How about didn't the Flyers have a guy, or was that the Buffalo Sabres that had a guy named Satan? Russian dude.
Oh, yeah.
Vladimir
Satan,
Vladimir Satan.
Yeah, I don't think it was the Flyers.
Okay. Anyway,
but I knew who you're talking about.
But he didn't change his name. What? Fraser Dawson says he likes Turbo Lover. We just need to end the show.
Well, he also says, keep going, don't be a puss. Well, get your own show, Fraser, and you can go as long as you want.
Oh, Sabres. Yeah, confirmed.
Yeah.
Sabres.
Miroslav Satan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, and I have been texted by the lovely Mrs. Metal Rob that I have a schedule change tonight. So I'm going to need to pop off of here anyway. So.
Right on.
Dude, that was awesome. Once again, we show up with nothing and the viewers bail our asses out, which is great. And Satan is great. Saw them from literally 2 feet away on a stage that was about 18 inches high, and they were dominating a few years ago. That was fun. All right. Well, parting shots.
No, man, we're good.
Hey, rest in power, Dave Burke. Thanks for everybody and their participation. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was
Can't believe Fraser Dawson loves Turbo Lover, but that's Fraser Dawson for you.
I like the song Out in the Cold.
That's a good album. Don't bag on it. Guitar synths were okay. It was fine. It was fine.
We don't need no. Come on.
Yeah, it was fine. It was it was the 80s. It was okay. Do what you
want. Well, so was Screaming for Vengeance was the 80s, and that album rips.
And Fifth Angel. I'd rather listen to Fifth Angel than Turbo Lover any day of the week.
Yeah.
But like I said, I like it. I like the song Out in the Cold.
You can follow me on Instagram at Metal Rob's Records, where I will completely, knock you over the head with stuff for sale in my record store. You can follow Scott on Instagram at No Life Till Metal. You can also go to YouTube and search Scott Waters or No Life Till Metal. And he's got a badass channel over there that is way better than what we're doing. And then you can follow the Carcass at Carcass John Art on Instagram. And if you need a logo, a t-shirt design, hit up the Carcass. He's the man. Oh, and go check out the Metal Rob's Records page on Facebook if you want a good laugh at my most recent logo. It's pretty funny. You need to go see the full thing though. Stickers soon. Anyway, that's it. Until next time for episode 192 of the Metal Roundtable. Until next time,
metal will
prevail.
Turbo Lover's good.